Today, I'm going to teach you a tool I use with top CEOs called the 7-second void. Stay tuned. Welcome back. In any high-stakes negotiation, the person who speaks first usually loses. Most CEOs know this intellectually, yet very few can actually execute it physically. Because when the room goes quiet, when the other side stops talking, when the tension actually rises, most leaders panic or feel uncomfortable and start filling the silence. It's a psychological leverage point that forces the other side to reveal their hand while you stay perfectly calm, grounded, and in control. This is not a negotiation trick. It's a leadership discipline. So the Chatty CEO trap is something that I'd like to describe for a moment with you and that you'll recognize immediately. You're in a negotiation boardroom, Zoom deal, or on the table. So you make your offer, you state your price, you set your conditions, and then silence. No response, no objections, no agreement, no argument, just quiet. And in that moment, something happens internally to many of us. The mind starts talking. Some things like, maybe that was too aggressive, or they probably think this is too expensive, or I should clarify. Something else could be, I should soften this, or I should add value. So you start talking again. You justify the offer, you explain the price, you add concession you were never asked for. And just like that, you didn't lose the deal because of the numbers. You lost it because you signaled insecurity. Silence didn't kill the deal. Your reactions to silence actually did. So here's a core framework, 3 levels of silence that I'd like to share with you, and I'm sure you'll love it. So take pen and paper, take some time, or just listen in very closely. Level number 1, the 7-second void. This is tactical. After you make a request, after you state your price, after you set your conditions, or you talk to the board or the team, stop talking. Count 7 seconds in your head. Not 3, not 1, 7. This creates what psychologists call a pressure vacuum. And humans are neurologically conditioned to feel awkward with those gaps. Silence creates discomfort. That's why you and I feel it, especially from the person who did not initiate it. If you don't fill the silence, they will. And when they do, they often sort of reveal their real objection or concede ground or offer more information, even negotiate against themselves. This is powerful. Silence doesn't weaken your position. It forces clarity. Level number 2, the reflective shield. That's more mindset than science, because silence isn't just a tactic. It's a state management tool. When you're challenged in a negotiation, your brain goes into flight or fight. And that's normal. That's a reactive mode, actually. And reactive leaders overpromise, concede too early, or agree to things they regret later on, or even make emotional commitments. Silence acts as a reflective shield. It buys you time, not externally, yet internally. That pause allows your nervous system to settle, your brain to shift from reaction to reflection. And here's the truth. Most CEOs learn the hard way. Silence protects you from making emotional promises you'll regret later. This is calm leadership under pressure. Not aggressive, not dominant, grounded. Great. Level number 3, the gravitas anchor. That's executive presence. Now the final level, and this is where presence comes in. Silence only works if it looks intentional, not confused. Here's how great leaders anchor silence with gravitas. When you're presented with a counteroffer or a challenge, say this.
Give me a moment to think about that.
then stop talking. Look down, look away, take 5 seconds, scribble something, no rush, no apologies, no explanation. This signals something powerful. Only leaders who are truly in charge are comfortable enough to make people wait. You're not stalling, you're not making uncertainty, you're actually demonstrating authority. This is executive presence, and you can practice that. That's what I offer with my confidential conversations. Silence, when anchored properly, communicates confidence, control, discernment, and even leadership maturity. So here's some actionable assignment. Here's the challenge. For the next 24 hours, practice what I call the 3-second rule. Before answering any questions, I'm making you start slow with 3 seconds only. And so just do that from your team, from your board, for a client, even from your spouse. Wait 3 full seconds. Don't rush to fill the space. And then watch what happens. You'll notice that people listen more closely. Your answers carry more weight, respect for you increases, and your presence expands. Silence doesn't weaken your voice, it actually amplifies it. True power in leadership isn't about being the loudest voice in the room. It's about being the most grounded. Silence is not passive. Silence is not weakness. Silence is not something that is bad. Silence is a strategic advantage for leaders who have mastered their internal state. When you learn to stay calm in the void, you stop negotiating from fear and start leading from presence. I work with CEOs and top executives through confidential conversations that actually do that. It sharpens your clarity, strategy, and leadership presence. I promise progress. If that resonates, you know where to find me.